Good evening, everyone. I don't know about you. If I use the whole house to prepare a meal, he will not eat. What shall I render? For he has done so much. There's nothing he has not done. Somebody is asking, are you living in the same country? Yes, I'm living in this country. But I know confidently that the moment I have life, I have hope. It is an act of ingratitude to think that whatever you are going through now, good afternoon everyone, whatever you are going through now is going to be the end of the road. It's not possible. What the Bible says, that anything that has a beginning must have an end. And it is written, if your beginning is small, your end will be greatly increased. So definitely, this season will pass. And we have to be full of gratitude. I know a lot of people are wondering, hey, where are we going? Especially in Nigeria, those that are watching me here. From here, I welcome you. Even the recession is all over the world, because it is written, darkness will cover the earth, gross darkness the people. So there's no distance limitation as we are now on this side of life. But one thing I'm very sure of, I'm not going to allow depression, because the devil does not oppress you until he depresses you. So you are going to put your heart together and sing that song. Let me look for another one so that we can just have a good time of, just thinking and appreciating, looking at what God has done. His love. His love is excess. So do you know a lot of people are in the hospital now? Some are nurturing a terminal disease. Some, nothing is working for them. It's like their heaven is brass, is sealed. But you may not be able to eat 3 times daily, but I'm sure you had one meal today, and probably you are going to have the only one in the evening. But whatever it is, when I was young, my mother used to say that we don't have the dead body of an hungry man on the street. I believe so. Somehow, you if it's ordinary anything. I don't want to be mentioning some gari, cassava flakes. You will drink, you will eat. Be grateful. I'm so grateful. I don't know about you. Don't let your spirit be low. The devil does not oppress a man until he has depressed the man. Please write it down. Help somebody to note it. The devil does not oppress a man until the man is depressed. Though your beginning may be small, your end will be greatly increased. Life is all about God's goodness. If you think very well, if you are thoughtful, you'll be thankful. You'll be grateful. Welcome. This evening is going to be a blast. Please invite your friends, share. We need to have share on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. Let's go on this journey of super recovery. I'm taking questions. Like I said, I have over 4,000 questions here, which has been awesome to answer. The one I'm going to answer today is very deep, loaded, comprehensive, and I don't want you to miss any. Please tell your friends, tell your neighbor, share with people. Don't listen alone at all. There's so much that is going on in life, going on in the heart of people. A lot of people are confused. They are looking for answers to their questions. They are feeling miserable. They are wondering how, where, when. What do I do in this situation? I'm going to take this question and I'm going to answer it comprehensively. Last week it was only one we did. Please, if you miss any of the episode, you can go back and check and listen to it on my YouTube channel. My handle is Funke Adetuberu. Please go there and check so that we can. I think the question is written. I'm trying to look for it here. Okay, let me read it from here. The question is, my dad chats his colleague at work, a junior colleague. I think she's a single mother. I don't like the messages at all, calling themselves love and the rest and the likes. My dad saying he will fill in the gap and the messages like that. The funniest part is that my mom also worked there, and I don't want her to know about this. I'm so heartbroken. and tomorrow is Father's Day. How do I wish him happy Father's Day? Please, ma, what should I do? There's so much I will talk about this. Let me start by talking to single mothers. I understand that you are vulnerable at the moment because probably you are divorced, or your husband died, you're a widow, so you're not really settled. Honestly, I understand and I feel you. I know that it's a very tough place to be. I know it is difficult to stay pure, as it were. Even if you want to be pure, it's difficult to stay without looking for someone that would help you to carry your load and your burden. I know it's a place of loneliness, it's a place of isolation, it's a place where you feel nobody understands you. You want to have sex, you need someone to share with, you need a companion, you need to have somebody to vent with, to open up your heart to. But the simple truth is this: destroying another woman's home is destroying your future, destroying your children, cursing your generation. The moment you know that this person is married, you are listening to me as a single mother now, do everything to shift and move away from that woman or that man. Let me start with the women now. The reason is very clear. When you do that, you are hurting somebody and you are wounding a soul. You are causing a soul to curse. You are bringing curses on yourself and on your children, and you are inflicting pain into the soul of the children and the wife and the family of the man that you are going out with. Don't ever get me wrong. I understand the trauma. I understand the worries. I understand the fear and the anxieties. I understand the fact that it is a very difficult place to be. It is a very, very difficult place to be when you have to keep waiting, no confidence, no help, nothing, sometimes no finances. Let me digress and go into the issue of finance. You can do everything to work. You know, when you work and you achieve anything with your sweat and your labor, you are proud. I'm not talking about negative pride now. You are happy, you are fulfilled that this is my sweat. But when you find yourself in a place where you are destroying someone's home to build your own life, then your conscience tells you, this is not my labor. And the labor of a hard-working man is sweet. I live in a generation that people don't want to labor and work and build their skills and be the best in whatsoever they play their hands to do. A lot of people would want to get the best from life: good house, cars, clothes. But if you are not hardworking, when you achieve those things, it's not a blessing. It is not prideful. It is not dignifying. That's the word I'm looking for. It is not dignifying, in the sense that The moment you have it at the back of your mind that this is my hard-earned labor, it gives you dignity. So all the single mothers, get to the street, get your hands dirty, do things. Don't wait for somebody to sleep with you. Don't stand in the place of breaking somebody's home and start enjoying or harvesting where you have not sowed. I'm saying this because life is a seed. I'll be honest with you. I have seen a lot in this little life. So many. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm still going to balance this. I'm still going to balance it deeply. But you are hearing me now. You know that this man's home is intact. Let me share this experience I had with you. A lady, her husband misbehaved, I will be very careful because I have a lot of people watching this. I will try and quote the episodes, the picture, and paint it differently. But you just know that this is a life true story, true people. I'm not mixing up the story. I'm just trying to be very careful in handling or disseminating that information. Now, her husband left her. She had 4 kids. I added 3 kids, just to not to put face to the information. She had 3 kids, and her husband got to, they wanted to travel together. I won't tell you the job they do. I'm trying to be careful. They wanted to travel out together. They were refused. They wanted to go as a family. So this man, without the consent of the wife, applied for a visa to go to a country, and he left. The day he was going, the wife did not know, and the wife was heavily pregnant. The wife did not know. It was at the airport. I'm telling you a story that is real. It was at the airport that the man called his wife and said, guess where I am? I'm on my way abroad. I don't want to say the place. I'm on my way abroad. Because the wife was heavily pregnant, she moved to her mother's house just to be cared for. The man went home before he traveled, probably to buy the ticket, took everything, her gold, the generator, whatever could quickly get him finance, I think, got everything, and called the wife at the airport that he's on his way to wherever he's flying to, out of the country, greener pasture. He left. As soon as the wife was told that, was given that information, she actually fainted. About few months later, she had to fall into labor. Not premature like that, but I think the pressure was too much. The pain was too much. She fell into labor. After delivery, she spent about 4 months in the hospital. Thank God for her mom. According to her, the mother was there. Everybody was there just to give her mental, emotional, psychological, physical, financial support. And at the end of the day, she works in a place where they pair them to get clients, to get customers. I'm not giving details intentionally. Don't forget, she was coming from somewhere. She was traumatized, left with a newborn baby, with other children. She had to nurture them. They would ask questions. She has so much on her table. But after some time, she got back to work. On getting to work, she was told that she had to deliver, I'm not giving you the details. They have to source for customers, get them to do a lot of things for the company, for the business to thrive. So they paired her with this particular man, godly, happily married, lovely family, good home. I'm taking you somewhere. So they started going to work together, going to look for clients together. You know, she has to work. These are kids there, no father. The man is not communicating anymore. Even if he's going to communicate, if you leave Nigeria as a non-immigrant, you definitely going to struggle before you become anything. So definitely the first 6 months, he's not going to, well, I don't know, depending on what he was able to get involved in there or with there, that would determine if he's going to really send something home. So definitely the man was not sending anything home. That's what I'm trying to say. So the woman had to do everything. So she needed to get back to work and, you know, thrive and do whatever she needed. She had to do to survive. So she became very close to this person, happily married, committed Christian, lover of God, loves his family, cannot play with his family, blah, 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 blah. They became very close. You know, when you are close, you are close. Share joy, share pain, share experiences. Before they knew it, they got emotionally close. Now hear me. If you are a single parent and you are going through stuffs, please avoid being close to another man. It's your vulnerable moment. Most people that commit adultery after divorce, after separation, maybe even after being a widow, after being a widower, most of them never thought they would land in sex, but the vulnerability moment of their lives, or the vulnerable moments in their lives, messes them up and find themselves having to give in to a man or a woman they never planned to have sex with. So I'm talking to single. I'm going to answer this girl. Just if I don't finish it today, I'll continue next week. Like I said, I have over 4,000 questions, and I'm going to be taking it one after the other. I'm not rushing anywhere, because somebody somewhere is listening to me now that is going through a similar situation that needs help. So she eventually, you know, got talking to this man. Don't forget, their colleague in the office. You know, open up everything. Like I said, they became close. After being close, they started struggling with their emotions, which is normal anyway. That's why, please don't make yourself vulnerable. Everybody is vulnerable. The moment you are too close for comfort, run away. You cannot save. That's why I tell women, I run the school of ministry for women. It's only a woman that can help a woman. Men cannot help women. They are men. So please take your place in wherever you find yourself, to be a blessing to another woman, instead of pushing every one of them to the man. Some men are heavily disciplined and they know where they are going. They are not ready to allow their erection to destroy their direction. You know, somebody can help me to write it there. Don't allow your erection to destroy your direction. You know, those ones, they know what they are doing. But it's not every man that has that discipline, that control to be able to, you know, do and hold himself even when, you know, passes are being made to make him to fall, as it were. So at the end of the day, they will struggle, they will kiss, they will leave, they will forgive each other, they will come back. But the emotion was getting stronger than what is expected. One day they had to go to a party, a party from their job, and they said they were in the car. And maybe, I don't know if they were tipsy or something. You know, let me say this to every man at the sound of my voice. The moment you begin to compromise, you are going to lose strength. That was what happened to Samson. His strength was going gradually. The best thing is not to smell it. The moment you smell it, you know how many men are keeping secrets today? You know how many women are keeping secrets today? They cannot say it out because they never thought they would find themselves in that situation. But you know what? Let me say this. You are as sick as your secret. You are as sick as your secret. I'm saying that intentionally. You are as sick as your secret. Now, another thing I said is, you are as sick as your secret. Please help me to write it down. You are as sick as your secret. So she now, the thing she's supposed to have done when they were struggling emotionally was to confide in someone, to open up to someone. Listen to me. If you are good now, I'm not saying you should cry before someone that will not say sorry to you, that your life story will become the next news on CNN. Don't talk to someone that you can trust, and you are sure that this person is going to help you. You don't also cry before someone that will not say sorry to you. You talk to someone that you know that this person can help me, will help me, and I'm going to come out of this struggle. Emotional struggle, anything that you are struggling with emotionally cannot be done, or you cannot be out of it in isolation. Nobody is free from struggle in isolation. Please write that also. Nobody is free from struggle in isolation. You must have an accountability person, a comforter and a confronter. Somebody you can open up to, and you will say it the way it is, and the person is not going to judge you. Don't talk to someone that will judge you and tell you, why did you do this? That person is not professional. It's unprofessional to judge anybody when they are going through stuff. So she kept it. They were battling. Today I'm sorry, next tomorrow I'll not do it. And the man will always say, I love my home, I love my family, I don't want anything to happen. He's a man now. This man is a man of integrity. He's a man that wanted to keep his home. It's not that he's looking for extramarital relationship. It's not that he wanted to commit adultery. But lo and behold, they went to the party. On their way home, right in the car, they had sex and she was pregnant. When she told me, I was crying. And she said, Mommy, lo and behold, I'm a child of God. Can I say this? The Bible says, flee from all appearances of evil. Flee. If you don't run away and you stay there, do you know how Joseph was able to be free from Potiphar's wife? He left the clothes and ran. I'm not sure if he wore clothes too. Maybe it was, I don't know what they wear that time. But she ran. The Bible did not say, tongue or pray away the appearance. It said flee. Flee fornication. When the Bible says you should flee, don't run. Don't walk, flee. Because listen to me, if you don't flee, when it comes to adultery, hear me, the scar is always there. God heals without a scar, don't get me wrong. But sometimes God will forgive you, you will not forgive yourself. That's where the problem is. God will forgive you, you will not forgive yourself. Before she knew it, she told me, Mommy, I'm 4 weeks gone. The story is long. Why did I allow us to hear this? I'm saying that as a single parent, take it or leave it. You are vulnerable. Anything can happen. So protect yourself. Set boundaries. Get to work. By the time you work as a single parent, by the time you are coming back home, you are tired. Then your children need your attention. They need your time. It's not, listen to me, if you are going to get married, do it properly. Let it be play, carry your children along. That is another topic for another day. But what I'm saying here is, because take it or leave it, some will have to leave abusive relationship. If you are entering another relationship, make it clean. Don't hide it. Don't cover up. Don't make your children to look at you as if my mom does not have integrity, my dad does not have dignity, because you will not be bold enough to correct your children. You see, the reason why you have to be straight, you have to stand up and stand out, is for you to have mouth to talk. You can't be living in sin. You can't be committing adultery. You can't be doing things that is against the tenet of your belief. Let's leave tenet of belief, your conscience. Because there's a part of God in every one of us, and that is the conscience that God gave to us. The law of God is written on everybody's heart. If you are not even a religious person, if you told a lie, you know you are lying. If you steal, you know you have stolen. If you backbite, you know you have backbite. If you do something, you know something tells you that thing is wrong, except you have seared your conscience, you have closed up your conscience, and you are not ready to do anything with your conscience. And those ones were the ones that at the end of the day, they end up being killed. because something tells them, the part of God in them has told them what you are doing is wrong. So in whatever you believe in, the moment your conscience, your heart is telling you this is not supposed to be, then go away, get out of the place, get someone to talk to. If this lady had spoken to an accountability person, that me and my colleague were having this emotional attachment, we are feeling for each other. Sometimes, pity party. Sometimes, you just you need a shoulder to cry on. You want somebody to feel you. You want somebody to understand you. Fine. Confide in an accountability person, or a comforter and a confronter. Somebody that will tell you this is not right. You are not supposed to do this. The moment you have that, then the person can hold you responsible and keep asking you, how far? What about this guy? Are you still close? Because you don't want to do it. Now, if you enjoy it, you want to do it, there's nothing anybody can do. But listen to me, God is not mocked. God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man sows, he will reap. A lot of people are not enjoying life now. They are not seeing good days because of what they have done. Because of what they have done. Because of the seed they have sown. Don't sow a seed that you will regret harvesting or having as a reward and award at the end of the day. Now, for the singles, you are vulnerable. My dad and his colleague at work, I think a junior colleague, I think she's a single mother. I don't like the messages I am seeing with my dad on my dad's phone, calling themselves love. My dad is saying he will fill in the gap, and messages like that. The funniest part of it is that my mom also worked there. Listen to me, if you are hearing me today and you have been betrayed by a man, please send me a DM. It's painful than rape. It's painful than the death of a child. It's painful than being ganged rape. The pain of infidelity. I need to play an audio to you. One woman, she's not even educated. She's an illiterate. She sent me a voice note today. She said, I want to die. I'm dying. I feel like killing myself. I'm dying, gradually going. If you see the way she was panting, I didn't have a choice than to call her immediately. The pain of betrayal is worse than having an accident, losing your legs, your arm. I'm telling you, it's a tough place to be for any woman. And that's why God frowns at people that break their marriage vows. Heaven is closed. Do you know? I've read my Bible multiple times. And if you're a Muslim, go and read your Quran. That's why they said, if you know you can maintain 4 wives or 10 wives, marry them. But breaking the heart of another woman, your heaven is closed. You just be struggling. That's the truth. Especially if your wife is straight with you and is not doing what you are doing. You are putting yourself under the anger of God. I will tell you this again and again. Do you know Proverbs says, shame and reproach will he get, and his reproach will not be wiped away. Job had a revelation of adultery. He said, if I have slept with another man's wife, let another man grind my wife in public. Have sex with my wife in public. He said it's a sin before God that cannot be explained. He said his inheritance, his business, his ministry, whatever he's doing for a living shall be rooted out. He will root out his inheritance. Let me look for that place in Proverbs. Because sometimes when you talk like this, people think, what is too hard. No, I'm not the one that said it. It's so clear. Okay. Root out. Root out. I want to get it out. Job 31:9. If my heart, that's what Job is. Now, this is a man that was very rich and wealthy, and he started having attacks in his business, which was God that orchestrated it, allowed the devil came to report him to God, and God told the devil, go and do what you like. I bless him. Don't kill him. Just make sure you don't kill him. So whatever was happening to Job is not without the consent of God. Now, this man began to search himself, examine his life, asking questions, telling himself, you know, when something is happening to you, travel abroad, go inside and ask questions. Did I contribute to it? Have I told a lie? Have I stolen? What did I do? Quickly examine yourself if you are in faith in that light. So he was examining himself, checking himself, combing his life through the light of the truth. Then he now said in verse 9, Job 31:9, if my heart have been deceived by a woman, hey, he said, if my heart. Now, when it comes to adultery, you know, I told you I can do this question for 1 week, for 1 month. He said, if my heart has been deceived, when it comes to sexual struggle, it starts from the heart. And that's why Jesus said, if you look at a woman and you lust after her, fine girl, look at her breast, look at her buttocks, look at her shape, you have already committed adultery. Because the matter of the heart is the heart of the matter, according to the tenet of my own faith, which is the scriptures. Now, he said, if my heart has been deceived by a woman, or if I have laid wait at my neighbor's door, you know, adultery, because this man is laying wait at his neighbor's door, and the daughter is finding out. If that woman is a single mother, somebody must have married her before. That's deep. Let my wife grind onto another. Now, the painful thing about men that commit adultery is this: you don't even know that you are making your wife vulnerable to infidelity. Most women, except you have the understanding of what I'm saying and you guide your heart and protect yourself, the moment your husband commits adultery, you are exposed by this truth. He said, if I have laid wait at my neighbor's door, somebody else's wife, you know how many people's wives you have slept with? Let my wife grind onto another, and let others bow down upon her. How do you want to explain this? Maybe I should look for message translation. That one will be terrible. Let me look for message translation. The way message will say it, you'll be wondering, kilo day. Proverbs 31 from verse 9. If I have let myself be seduced by a woman and conspire to go to bed with her, I told you, I know message translation. Fine. My wife has every right to go ahead and sleep with anyone she wants to. See what I'm saying? Clear word. My wife. But listen, woman, don't do it though. He said you have a right, but don't have a right to sleep with another man's wife. Have a right to raise your kids and be a good mother and be a good woman and be a godly woman. It goes a long way. The dividends, the result is amazing. God is a covenant keeper. For this guy's disgusting behavior like that, I'll deserve the worst punishment you could hand out. Adultery is a fire that burns the house down. Child. Adultery is a fire that burns the house down. I wouldn't expect anything I can't dare to survive it. Adultery is a fire that burns the house down. I wouldn't expect anything. I can't dare to survive it. Let me go back to King James Version so you understand what I'm saying. If this is your turn, go and check. There's no religion that will tell you to commit adultery with another woman's wife. He said, what then shall I do when God rise up? Okay, let me start reading from verse 9. If my heart has been deceived by a woman, I'm reading King James Version now, or if I have laid wait at my neighbor's door, then let my wife grind into another. Permission. Let others bow upon her. For it is an inherious crime, yea, is an iniquity to be punished by the judges. For it is a fire that consumeth to destruction, and will root out all my increase. You can see what I'm saying. This man is working in a place. His wife is working in a place. He wants to be a helper of destiny to a single mother. I have a good news for you. That's your work. I'm not the one that said it. Let me read it. Verse 12. Proverbs 30. I love Proverbs actually. Job 31:12. For it is a fire that consumeth to destruction, and will root out all my increase. You'll be working like an elephant. You'll be eating like an ant. You will labor financially, labor over your children. You will not have harvest. You will not have increase. Hi. If I were to be this man, I wish the father is hearing me. You will run and tell that woman that you carried palm oil. You are wearing white clothes. She's carrying palm oil. She will mess you up. I'm not the one that said it. Now, to the bad part of this, to the worst part of this, to the most terrible part of this, your daughter now stumbled on that. And that is my pain. Many of us, you don't know the effect of messing up before your children. Honestly, if you know the effect of committing adultery before your children, you will stop it. You will stop it with every energy, every zeal, every strength. You will go and circumcise, you go and castrate yourself. Because the bad part of it is you have paid school fees in vain. You have sent the children to university in vain. True, honestly. You have burned midnight candles to make your children become something is all in vain. Because a child that the father does this is abusive, and those children live in permanent pain. I'm going to be reading from my book. It's one of my books, Love Note to Fathers. The effect of a man or a father living carelessly. It's my book, Love Note to Fathers, written by Funke Adetuberu. Listen to me. The moment you are a wrong dad, you are destroying your male child and your female child. Every decision they make in their lives is made by the reason of what you have done that is wrong. To make a right choices or a right decision in their personal lives is difficult. It is painful for a man. Now, don't get me wrong. The Love Note to Fathers, every problem in the life of a child is traceable to father's wound. Everyone. If your mother is bad, check the dad. If your father is bad, check the dad. If you have a background, a family system that is dysfunctional, it is your dad. Men are saying, what did I do? Facts. God said, it's not me that said it. He said, is a God that asks iniquity of the father from first to fourth generation. Notice from Genesis to Revelation, when anything happens in a system, in a family system, God comes to confront the man, not the woman. Adam is an example. from Adam. When Abraham slept with Hagar and they had Ishmael, God did not go and look for Sarah and said, Sarah, what's your business? Why did you do that? God faced Abraham. When the problem started at home, they were fighting, almost breaking bottles on their head. God said to Abraham, what is your wife saying? Can you imagine? You would have felt that God was, so God does not support nonsense. I don't know your own Bible you are reading. God does not support nonsense. God said, what is your wife saying? My wife is saying she should go away. God said, listen to her. Let her get out of that home. That's the way God is. He doesn't compromise his truth. And reluctantly, Abraham, because he still wants to walk in the covenant, he still wants the purpose of God and the counsel of God for his life to stand. He had to obey. You know the story. It's a long story for another time. The moment you expose your kids to any form of infidelity, some of you will be driving, you pick your kids from school, you are driving, you pick a girl right in front, your kids are at the back, you are touching the laps of the girl, you are destroying their future. That's what I've been talking about in being sex-wise as parents. Because if we are not careful, now this is not adultery, now this is not being sex-wise, this is your child stumble at your careless addictive life. When a father does that and a child sees the dad, you have lowered your standard. That child will do anything. He will smoke, he will drink, he will marry, he will sleep around, he will marry sugar mommy, marry sugar girl, do everything, because you have violated the standard of fatherhood, of parenting. And let me say this, if you are hearing me now, you are a single parent, please raise your standard. I'm not saying you should not remarry, make it official, do it properly, let everybody know this is your stand. It's better to be married than to be born, or than to born, but make a decision. I'm going to do it right, it's going to be clean. I will clear my conscience, and my children will know that their father is a monster, is a demon. They are not demons. He has a personality disorder. I'll be sharing on this broadcast. Just be on point. Please follow me on my YouTube channel. Funke Adetuberu is my handle. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can find everything there. You will be heavily blessed. There's so many things that we are oblivious to. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's seeing it. Everybody's just dying in silence. Now, in this book, Love Not to Fathers, when a father lowers his standard, the child is miserable. Do you know? The girl said, let me read it from her. She said, the funniest part is my mom also works there, and I don't want her to know about this. I'm so heartbroken, and tomorrow is Father's Day. How do I wish him? Please, ma, what should I do? You know what you have caused that girl. Let me tell you the effect of father's wound in a female child. You know what you have just done to that girl on a female child. When a father does this, let me tell you what you have done to your daughter. You make them to over dependent on others. They go into relationship. I'm reading my book, is in my book. They go into relationship being convinced that it is natural for a man to cheat. So they don't have a standard. They choose anything. They compromise. They over dependent on others. They feel safe in an unhealthy relationship. You will see them bringing a guy home that they want to marry. He smokes marijuana, he smokes crack, he's an addict, he drinks, he's smoking nicotine too, cigarettes, and they don't see anything wrong in it because their father has been caught. They don't see anything wrong in You say, no, he's a nice person. He's just smoking. He's a nice person. He just drinks. He's a nice person. He just goes to prostitute. He's nice. He gives me things. He made me comfortable. Insanity is here. I know what I'm talking about. Because your daughter caught you telling another woman, not her mom. My dad is saying he will fill the gap, and messages like that. And shamelessly, your wife walks in that place. It's not fair. It's a seed. Now, they are driven and counter-dependent. They are driven back and forth. Today they bring husband home. Tomorrow they're not doing again. Some of them will become 30, 40, 35, 25. They can't make choices that is healthy because their father has messed them up. They make wrong choices in relationship. If you know the effect of what I am saying, no matter what is happening in your marriage, you will make it work for the sake of your old age. I've said it before, let me say it here. Your health is your marriage. Your wealth is your marriage. Your happiness is your marriage. The happiness of your children. When you cannot, when your hands are shaking to put food in your mouth. When you have to wear diaper. When you can, your wee is no more holding as long as it used to be. When you have old age sickness, all sorts happens when you are old. That is the result. Your health, you may not be bothered. Your wealth, you may not be bothered. Your happiness, you may not be bothered. But the happiness of your children, when you are old, you better be thinking now, because thinking makes a man. They overfunction in relationships. Overfunction. They are Mrs. Fix-It. They fix your life, fix your girlfriend. They can even help you to say, don't worry, I've handled cases. A girl told me, Mommy, anytime he brings his girlfriend, I will leave the room for them. My God, you have destroyed that child's self-esteem. She does not believe that she deserves a best man in life. That's scary. That's painful. She does not believe. She believes, well, who do I deserve? I deserve a smoker. I deserve a drunkard. I deserve a cheater. It doesn't matter. Who am I? I'm useless. I'm good for nothing. And this girl can be so beautiful. But because you as a father, you've acted out, or you are acting out, and listen to me. Some of you think, oh, no problem, nobody will see it. Forget. Hear me and hear my heart today. Every form of acting out in your marriage, you are living on a borrowed time. It's going to explode on your face. It will be open. It will come to public. Don't think you can't cover anything. I've told you before in one of the episodes. Anything you cover will decay. Anything you cover will come to the public. Now it's in public. Now the painful thing is your daughter will begin to overfunction in relationship. Because she will not be able to be, she doesn't have self-esteem again. Her dignity is gone. Her self-esteem is crushed by your action. With your son also, and because this is a girl that asked me this question, that's why I'm saying this. It's applicable to both male and female. In this book, I wrote it, father's wounds, symptoms in female and in male. I'm pricking out that of a female because it's a lady that asked me this question, asking me, how do I wish my daddy if Father's Day? Is he a dad? You know how many women are? It was last Sunday that was Father's Day. I was not even aware. Happy Father's Day to good fathers. Happy Father's Day to good fathers. Happy Father's Day to fathers that are good, they've given a legacy, they made life good for their children, they kept their marriage vows. Happy Father's Day to you. And she said, can I greet my dad? Happy Father's Day. It's not possible. How do I do that? It was a pity that I did not see that text on time. It was the second day I saw it. I would have said, she should have sent the text. You should have confronted her dad without telling her mom. What did that woman know? Now, the bad part of this thing is, Most men don't know that when their wives or their husband is committing adultery, they know. Women has 38 solid powers. One of them is a power of intuition, one of them is a power of perception. That woman will pick it, but she might not be able to put her fingers there. She will just know that this man is not faithful, this one is not loyal, this one is not straight. She will not be able to be, she was not sure. But the instinct, a woman's instinct, that power of intuition, of perception, will just be tickling on her tummy. She will just be having these feelings. So it's not that she does not know. The day she gets to know, she will say, Moso, no, I said it. I sensed it. That something is between this man and my husband, this woman and my husband. And some women are so trusting. Oh my God. There's a case of a man who was sleeping, oh my days, sleeping with a member who is supposed to be another pastor's child, and will say, have you all slept? The back door is open. I can't wait to put my thing in your thing right now. True story, true people. I'm on hit right now where you are not a dog. These are communication that transpires between a married man and a single girl. She's also married. It was both adultery because she was married. It was her husband and herself that were having a marital issue when they told her, go and meet the pastor. And it's the pastor, somebody that's supposed to be a shepherd, a cover, a protector, a preserver, is the one that was messing up the life of someone. They are known to seek approval and attention of the opposite sex. Those are the girls you are seeing on the street. I'll continue next week. It's my book I'm reading to you, Love Not to Fathers. What do? They seek, they are known to seek the approval and attention of the opposite sex. So when they are half naked, they are wearing clothes that are not covering. They are acting like a prostitute. They just want to draw the attention of a man to themselves. They just want to act as if they are whores, prostitutes. That's the effect. I'm still going to reply the girl to confront his dad. Sorry, her dad. And tell her dad, I saw this. Then let's see the reaction. She should not be angry. She should just confront him. And you know, some men, if he has a personality disorder, he will never take responsibility. Hear me today before I leave. If you have something you are doing and you are privileged to be confronted, you are blessed. Because hear me, the Bible says some people's sin is waiting for them in judgment. Some are exposed. So if your life is exposed and you are able to work on it and do something about it, congratulations. If your life is exposed and you tell everybody, what is it? I'm fine. Everything will be okay. Leave me alone. Fine. Good. It's not a problem. By the time you lay your bed like this, the way you will sleep on it, you won't like it. Nobody will like it around you, but they won't have a choice. I appreciate you for listening to me today.